Good morning and welcome to Saturday Somm-Things on this beautiful day in spring. I have to say, I was walking to work this morning and for some reason I had "It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year" song stuck in my head. So I'm going to have to rewrite that and have a new version for springtime. But I saw daffodils and crocus and little squirrels and things, so it was really exciting. So we decided what better time to get ready for Easter and all those fun things and maybe do a little rosé tasting. And I'm pretty sure this will be a category that we revisit again. There are so many to taste, so many to choose from. And rosé is not just about springtime and summer anymore. I think we find people drinking it consistently throughout the year, which I think is a fantastic idea. So today, Mats and I have picked out a few different styles of rosé from a few different regions, starting with champagne. So this is one of Mats's picks. I butcher it every time I pronounce it. So
That's okay.
do you want to tell me how to say it again properly?
It is Jean Noel Aton.
It's not Hayton.
No, it's not. Don't be hating on it. It's a beautiful, beautiful French champagne, a true champagne. It's primarily Pinot Meunier with Pinot Noir and just a touch of Chardonnay. And it is gorgeous. Nice and dry and crisp. A beautiful, beautiful house of champagne. They've been in business since 1928, and it's just such a beautiful, underpriced, over-delivering champagne.
And I see that. I see this move quite well on the shelf because when you look at other rosé champagnes, they tend to be lesser production for each champagne house, and they're growing in popularity, so I think most places are making more now, but they always tend to be the most expensive bottling that they have. And other ones you see on the shelf, some of the bigger names are more like 60, 70, 80 and up. So this is cheerful. I like it. It's got a really nice texture to it. It's kind of like
a lot of hibiscus, a lot of pomegranate, bright cherry, but it's still dry.
Yeah. It's yummy. I like this a lot.
Me too.
You know what it'd go great with?
Springtime?
At Easter.
Okay.
So I think we should have it. All right, on to the next one. So this is a treat. So Miss Sheila was very generous when she said that we could taste this today. And so this is a rosé from Provence. It's Domaine Haute, O-T-T. And Provence region in southern France is, I think, generally known as like the best quality rosé that's out there. It's a style that a lot of the other regions across the world are trying to emulate, but it's also a style that's drastically different than what you see mostly on the market. So one thing that's distinctly different is the color on this. So in a general rule, I have people standing in the rosé shelf and they're looking like, how do I know what one's sweeter, what one's drier, etc. You can use the region that they come from. That if it's old world, they tend to be lighter color, lower in alcohol, less fruit bomb, and a little bit more elegant in general. There's always exceptions to every rule, but then also consider the grape that it's coming from. So a Pinot Noir grape versus a Grenache grape versus Cabernet, they're all going to communicate their own personalities to them and have a little bit of a impression on the taste and the flavor too. So Haute is coming from Provence. Provence is a pretty large region in general, but it's right on the Mediterranean Ocean. The hills are kind of rolling and flat. The Mediterranean breeze is coming in. You have all the lavender and garlic smells, or sage and rosemary, etc. I've never been to Provence, but my retirement plan involves me having a bed and breakfast in Provence.
Good luck with that.
Thank you. A little stone cottage and lavender fields, and then when I whistle for my dogs, they come bouncing through the fields. It'll be amazing. I digress.
What I like about today's tasting is the color scheme. You look from the champagne down, and it just goes from light to darkness to amazing. Just the whole spectrum is fantastic.
And I was going to say too that the colors of these as well, and you're saying that some indicate sweetness. Talking about sweetness, a lot of people remember like Sutter Home, kind of the original king of blush and White Zinfandel. Sutter Home started making a rosé by accident back in 1975. So it was a wine that had like stuck in fermentation, so they actually had a little bit of residual sugar. So that was left, and then I discovered the style that everybody was really into. So, right. But back to the Haute. So this one coming from Provence, and Provence wines will typically be based on Grenache, Syrah, and Mourvedre, This one sees all three culprits, mostly Grenache, but then a little bit of Cinsault in there as well. And it's gorgeous.
It is, it really is. It's smooth, it has finesse, it's delicate. You can almost taste the lavender fields. You can almost taste springtime in Provence. It's just beautiful.
Indeed.
I love it.
The color on that is so nice and light, and like pale coral. Almost like peachy, like nectarine white peach in color too. Dig it. Alright, so then into something domestic from the US of A.
This is the Greetings Rosé. It's 100% Pinot Noir from the Willamette Valley in Oregon. And it's delicate, it's not a fruit bomb, but it really delivers not only on the nose, but the taste buds. You get pomegranate, ripening cherries.
It's funny, you said Bing cherries for Oregon. I love it. So this one, I feel like I put like my heart and soul into, because Albert does most of our casework downstairs, and Albert, these all arrived from the pallet, like gargantuan trucks, and I moved these backward and forward. And I gotta tell you, I was like sweating at the end and a little like exhausted and more appreciative of what Albert does downstairs for us. And it made me want rosé. Like, it's one of those things, like you have a subliminal message going in your head, like, now I'm hot and tired, I want rosé.
And it has nice balance, nice acidity. It's one of the rosés that you can drink every day. You can have every day without breaking the bank.
I don't think it's the most complex of them all, but I totally see this as being really chuggable in the like backyard barbecue type situation. So hot dogs, grilling, macaroni salad, you get all fancy. This one I want with like goat cheese and baguettes and fresh strawberries, and I think we could.
Bruschetta would be nice too.
And tomato, anything with high acid I think is really nice with the rosés, like vinaigrettes and dressings too.
Sure.
On to the last one, but not the last of the year. This is an old friend favorite of mine, so Mein Klang. So this is Mein Klang Prosa. It's a wine from Austria. They are on the banks of the Neusiedlersee or Lake Seidel in Austria. The grape here is mostly Zweigelt and a little bit of Blaufränkisch, and those are really fun grapes to say. Zweigelt is pretty much known as an Austrian grape. It was invented or created in Austria. It's a crossing of Blaufränkisch and I forget, Saint Laurent, and created by a gentleman 1920, it's like 100 years ago. 100 years ago it was created, and it is named for the creator, Francis Zweigelt. And Mein Klang Prosa, we poured this at Root Down like 10 years ago, and I would sit at the end of the night drinking this out of one of the little Marie Antoinette coupe glasses. It'd be my shift drink for the night, and I'd feel all fancy and delicate. But I love this wine line, especially correlating to the values of Root Down. This is now 100% biodynamically farmed. They started out just organic, and then over the years managed to certify. The whole estate is all about biodynamics and living in this wonderful self-contained ecosystem, I guess. So they have a herd of Black Angus cows. So every one of these has a cow on the label, and they care about the insects and just all the healthy ways to create these vines that produce beautiful fruit. And it's slightly sparkling, so it's like little frizzante. So it is a little darker in color, so you can see obviously there because of the different grapes. And we've been naughty. We've been going back and like tasting these a little bit before, and again, both of us are just there.
It's a great, I wouldn't consider it a sparkler, but a great little effervescent treat that just really delivers, and it's so affordable.
Is that cherry and watermelon and cotton candy and like little ice pops, like little frozen slushies.
Right, but it's not sweet.
Not sweet, but ripe.
One of our favorites.
Love it. I grabbed something else before we start today. I didn't tell you, but I was going to mention this. Downstairs in the lobby, we have a display of gift baskets, and I keep looking at this one because it's so stinking cute. It's not wine, but it's cocktails. But these little gift baskets, and they have little Easter eggs in them, and then we have like the adult Easter egg basket too. It's a little box set that you can buy, and it has like a red, a white, a sparkling, a rosé, and then little paint your own Easter egg type situation, which looks really fun. So yeah, as if you were running out of things to do in the backyard this year. So coming down, as usual, all of these vines will be featured, a little bit of discount on there, they'll be on sale. If you like the video, if you liked hearing what Mats and I have to say, and it's a fun way to start your weekend, get some ideas for wine, you can follow us on YouTube, we have a channel there, and then follow us with Instagram and Facebook. We look forward to seeing you next week, and we look forward to drinking rosé for the rest of the year. I hope you do too, and we'll see you then.
What
Cheers.
a great tasting.
They're good, right?
I like
Cheers. Yeah, I wish it was off.
Okay.
Yeah, cheers.